Hey, beautiful people. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video. If it resonates with you, please like and subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. So, I already said a prayer. We're going to see what messages we have for the collective. Look at here, y'all. I just split the check. I said split the check. That's crazy. Split the check. Why did I say that? I meant to say split the deck. But it's something about splitting a check. For some of y'all, I don't know. There's something about splitting a check with somebody. So maybe that'll make sense later on. 26 and 44. Some of y'all, you may be seeing these numbers. You may be seeing the number 44. Or you may be seeing the number 26. So your birthday could be on the 26th of the month. Or for some of y'all, your birthday could possibly be February 6th. So some of y'all, you're an Aquarius specifically. Yeah, somebody's birthday could be April 4th. So we have Aries. Somebody could be 26 years old, 44. But just off top, for some of y'all, you could be this woman holding a heart. Right? I'm getting several messages. For some of y'all, you're a woman holding a heart, right? And then, I don't know, you could possibly be having people with this hostile energy towards you. But another thing I'm getting is for some of y'all, I mean, this could be, we do have man holding a heart, but for right now, that's what I'm getting. It could be a man, because look, we have a male in this picture. So some of y'all, so you could be this woman holding a heart or man holding a heart. But what I'm getting is for some of y'all, whoever you are, you like a genuine person. You're a person of love and light. I don't know. It's like for some of y'all, you have a big heart, right? And it's like you have hostile people coming towards you, right? Or you have people that are feeling hostile towards you. But another thing I am getting is for some of y'all, you have two sides. There's a side, so it's either you're this woman holding a heart or a man holding this heart. So like I said, it's like you have this side where you're like loving, caring, compassionate, empathetic. But then it's like you also have this side where it's like you're a warrior, right? You're a defender. You're not a fighter. We don't go out and pick fights with people. We don't, and a lot of times like we walk away from that stuff, right? But there's just some things you can't walk away from. Like, you know, some people, they get mad if you walk away or if you ignore them and they want to turn the heat up more. And then for some of y'all, that's when this side of you has to come out. Some of y'all, it's like you have this fighting spirit, this warrior spirit. Some of y'all, I just heard demon. So some of y'all, it's like you're demon slayers. You're demon slayer. So it's like you're a fighter in the spirit. But for some of y'all, like physically, some of y'all, it's like you don't go, like I said, start stuff with people or anything like that. But for some of y'all, you're not scared to physically fight. Like for some of y'all, I'm getting you're very powerful. Yeah, look, right behind that hostilities, but right behind this door to spirit. For some of y'all, it's like you have this warrior energy. Like in the spirit realm, you ain't nothing to play with. But for some of y'all, also in the physical realm, like some of y'all, you're like physically strong, like agile. Like some of y'all, some of y'all, you know how to fight. You're quick on your feet. All right. Holy Spirit, tell me more about this hostilities card. So we have third chakra and the fourth chakra. So what I'm really getting from these cards, though, for some of y'all, it's giving, when I see this door to spirit card, some of y'all, you have a lot of spiritual protection. It's like you're consistently surrounded by divine beings and like angels. And that's why I said for some of y'all, it's like you're nothing to play with in the spirit. Like people be thinking, it's like the ego has them thinking like, they big and bad. Like if they got guns or weapons, or if they, team up with other people, it's like they feel like they can come for you, right? But they have no idea that the spirit realm is much stronger than the physical. Everything that happens in this physical is being ran by the spiritual. And for some of y'all, you have so much spiritual protection. So it's like when people think that they're coming for you, it's like your ancestors, these spiritual beings that are connected to you, it's like they block it in the spirit. So it never has a chance to manifest in the physical. So it's like people think, like I said, they have intentions to hurt you, harm you. They think they're going to confront you, and every time something happens and it gets shut down. And this is no coincidence. It's because you're literally surrounded by hundreds, thousands of angels, divine beings, ancestors. You know what I'm saying? All right. Anything else about this this hostilities card? Yeah, rest and rejuvenation. And it fell right on top of door to spirit. So yeah, for some of y'all, it's like you're being called to rest now. Like let your spirit team fight your battles. Right? It's like I said, for some of y'all, some of y'all got them hands. Okay, some of y'all you about that life physically, but you're not a bully. It's some of y'all, you may not even like to fight, but it's like if you're forced to fight, you know what I'm saying, then you have to do that. But it's like this time, it's like the message is don't even waste your time on this, or don't even you don't have to fight these battles, right? You're being called to rest and rejuvenate, right? Because your spirit team, they're fighting these battles for you. What God and your ancestors want you to be in a high vibration, and they want you to maintain a high vibration. If you going back and forth with people, fighting with people and stuff like that, that's going to lower your vibration. So like I said, because some of y'all, you do have people that are hostile towards you or feeling hostile towards you, but at this time it's like you're being called not to entertain. Now if they run up or something, that's something different, because you have to defend yourself. You know what I'm saying? And when they run up, you're gonna let that beast out the cage, and you're gonna let them have it, right? But that's the only way that's gonna happen, right? You're not gonna go look for nobody. You're not gonna go start with nobody, right? Once again, you're being called to rest. Keep yourself in this calm energy so that you can be light. Your vibration can be high, and you can feel lighter. All right, Holy Spirit, let me get 3 more cards. So I was about to start shuffling, but I feel like this is significant. So we have broken heart in reverse, and then happy family in reverse. So some of y'all, you could have separated from like possibly certain family members, or maybe somebody that you have a child with or have kids with, or people that you consider to be family, like a social group, a community. You may have disconnected from these people, right? Or a person, and it's like they're feeling hostile towards you. And for some of y'all, because look, this card, the way that these cards are lined up, some of y'all, you're not hostile towards these people. Some of y'all, you disconnected from people, right? Or maybe there's just a certain person. It may not be. But for some of y'all, I'm getting multiple people. You've disconnected from this person or people, but it's like for some of y'all, you've healed from them. So it's like you don't have any hostilities towards them. You've healed, and you're still this man or woman with this hole in the heart. So it's like, even though you have had things, people come against you, possibly betray you, because you don't disconnect from people for no reason. So something happened for you to disconnect from this person or these people. But whatever it is, you've healed from it, right? Or for some of y'all, you're in the process of healing from this, right? And I heard alchemize. For some of y'all, that's one of your gifts. You have the gift of alchemy. So it's like you can go through heartbreaks and stuff like that, and it's like you can always pull yourself up out of it. Some of y'all, you've pulled yourself out of heartbreak, and it's like you see how this heart has a crack in there. Look how this heart has a crack in there, right? But this is in reverse. Because some of y'all, at once you were in this broken hearted energy, right? But it's in reverse now because you healed. And then look how this heart is whole. There's no crack in there. Some of y'all, you've healed. You've healed a broken heart. And for some of y'all, this broken heart came from some of these people. Because for some of y'all, this is family. So for some of y'all, some of these people that are hostile towards you broke your heart in the first place. And that's why you disconnected from them. Yet they want to come for you. But for some of y'all, that's why you're being called, like, you're not fighting these battles. Let your ancestors do this. Let your ancestors, your spirit team, fight your battles while you rest and rejuvenate. Keep that vibration high, because that's how you're going to stay in this energy. That's how you're going to continue to be the man holding the heart or the woman holding the heart, by staying in a high vibration. When you start stepping into that low vibration, which for some of y'all, just at this point, I don't see you going backwards. You know what I'm saying? But they say at one point you were in a lower vibration, right? That's when you was in this heartbreak energy. So the higher you vibrate, it's like the bigger your heart gets. Yeah. So I was just about to shuffle. So we have victory on the back of the deck, and I was about to shuffle, and then look, we have action. So some of y'all, you took, okay, I'm getting two messages. Some of y'all, you're being called to take action, to disconnect from people that you, like I said, people that have broke your heart. You can still be connected to them, or people that have hurt you or betrayed you in some type of way, right? By taking action and disconnecting from them, this will be victory. This will give you victory. But what's something else? I just lost the other download. Yeah. Well, I guess maybe it just wasn't meant for me. Because I just lost the other download. No. Okay, that's right. It was an action card. Some of y'all, you did take action. You did take action to disconnect from people, and that's why you're in this victorious energy and your heart is healed. So for some of y'all, you could be in a process of healing a broken heart. So maybe you're not fully there yet, and it's like you're being called to continue to take action in this direction so that you'll have victory. But for some of y'all, you could be, because look, we do have abundance in reverse, and right behind that we have the third chakra, which is the solar plexus. So something about beliefs. There's something about beliefs around money, because look, door to value. For some of y'all, that's what you was healing too. For some of y'all, you could have possibly I don't want to use that word, but kind of at some point had kind of like a poverty mindset with this abundance in reverse, because yeah, that's what I'm getting. Yeah, for some of y'all, you could have in the past, there could have been something where that's what you healed from. Some of y'all, you healed from this, or you're healing from this. It's like you're healing from kind of like self-worth. Like in the past, there was some type of beliefs around your worth, right? And for some of y'all, I feel like that could have been actually affecting your finances, right? Your beliefs around your self-worth. Because there's something for some of y'all, maybe you went through things, and it could be like, because we do have family in reverse. So I don't know, for some of y'all, maybe you could have just came from a family where it's like, you weren't valued, or that's what they I don't know, you could have been told that or something, or they could have treated you like you didn't have any value, or something like that. Or it could be relationships where you were treated like you didn't have any value, and it's like maybe you at some point you came to kind of believe this, right? And so for some of y'all, maybe you could possibly didn't believe that you could get have a good healthy, loving relationship because of your beliefs. And that could be why you didn't attract that, right? So for some of y'all, where this, because I said some of y'all, you could have a kid with this person, or this could just be like a lover, ex-lover. For some of y'all, you disconnected from this person. Like, for some of y'all, it's like it was inevitable for you to disconnect for some of these people, because for some of y'all, you were connected to some of these people when you were in a lower vibration, right? But then it's like once you started healing your heart, to see this lower vibration, this was a result of like unresolved emotions and feelings, right? Or unprocessed emotions and feelings that you had from experiences that you went through that had you feeling like you weren't as valuable, right? And that you couldn't have like a loving relationship. So some of y'all, maybe you could have came from like a broken family, right? And your parents weren't together, or something like that. And so that became a belief to you that you couldn't, get like a loving relationship, or something like that. But there's also some type of beliefs around money. So some of y'all, maybe you could have grew up in a environment like maybe your parents or one parent was like possibly struggling financially. So it's like subconsciously that kind of affected you too, where it's like maybe it was hard for you to imagine having a lot of money, and that by itself could have been holding you back from having abundance. It's just your thoughts, right? It's your beliefs. That's what I'm getting with this solar plexus, like your beliefs. But it's like for some of y'all, it's like you've healed that, or like you're in the process of healing that, because you're a warrior. So it's like no matter what it is that you need to heal, it's like you always gonna you're always gonna fight. That's what I'm getting. For some of y'all, I just heard freedom. Some of y'all, you will fight for your freedom. Some of y'all, you value freedom, and that's why you had to disconnect from some of these people. Because for some of y'all, you just didn't feel free, right? And it's just because some of y'all, I feel like you just started growing spiritually, emotionally, mentally, and it's just that you start becoming incompatible with some of these people, because if some of these people share the same beliefs that you used to have, right? Where are we at? Okay. All right. Anything else, Holy Spirit? Yeah, look. Community in reverse and action. Some of y'all, you're being called to take action to disconnect from certain people, a community, whether it's family, friends, or whatever, because it's being connected to them is somewhat lowering your vibration, right? Because they're not healing, right? As long as you continue healing, your vibration is going to go up. And then some of y'all, you did, like I said, you took action. But for some of y'all, for sure, I feel like this is coming up because you're being called to take action. There's people or a person that you need to disconnect from. And these are people or person that have like, I don't know, like broke your heart. Yeah, look, right behind action is indecision. Some of y'all, you're still connected to people, and it's like you're indecisive about walking away from them, but you're being called to, like, and it could be out of a place of fear. But you got to remember, you're this whole warrior inside. You got this whole warrior spirit. You ain't no killer, but you got that killer energy. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And the next hardest journey, it's like for some of y'all, you're being called to start this journey to disconnect from this person or people. So for some of y'all, it's a group of people, family, friends. If they're not growing, and then look, community in reverse and deceit. For some of y'all specifically, you're being called to disconnect from these people because they're deceitful. So some of y'all, you have disconnected from these people because they're deceitful. That's why you healed from them. You healed from deceitful people, right? Well, this is past energy, but for some of y'all, you're in the process of healing. But it's like you're being called to disconnect, withdraw from them. That's why this card is in reverse, because you're literally surrounded by deceitful people. Yeah, look, the sun in reverse and the world card. To me, it's giving me the tarot cards. It's giving me the sun card in the tarot deck and the world card. For some of y'all, this is some type of marriage or high level of commitment. It's like you're being called to let this go because you are connected to it. This person is deceitful. Some of y'all, whoever this person is this lover. For some of y'all, this is like some marriage or relationship, maybe even a situationship. But for some of y'all specifically, I'm getting a marriage. I can't make this up. Caring connection in reverse. Yeah, for some of y'all, you're being called to disconnect from this person because this person I'm getting is a snake. This person may come off like they're caring, but they're not. That's why this is in reverse. This is not a caring person. This is somebody that's strategic. For some of y'all, right when I said that, my eyes drew back towards this card. This person also has a warrior spirit too, whoever this is. For some of y'all, this person is like mean spirited. For some of y'all, whoever this person is. For some of y'all, where it's a relationship, the only thing that's tying you between you and this person is passion. Look at all this red. It's passion that's tying you together, but it's not actual love between you and this person. For some of y'all, this person uses passion to keep you hooked, or the people that they deal with, they use passion to keep them hooked, to control them. I'm getting that. All right, anything else, Holy Spirit? And look, community in reverse and now attachment in reverse. So it's like, yeah, somebody has not detached. No, actually, well, for me to say that, that's the truth. Yeah, so somebody hasn't detached from someone, because attachment in reverse means somebody has detached. But for me to say that, someone has not detached from someone they need to. But for some of y'all specifically, you did. That's why attachment is in reverse in community. Some of y'all, yeah, you at one point you had an attachment to your like certain family members, friends, lovers, whatever. But these are deceitful people. These are deceitful people that you had attachments to, that for some of y'all you disconnected from. And for some of y'all, once again, you're being called to detach because these people are that you're connected to are deceitful. Yeah, and then look, when I split the deck, attachment came out in reverse again, and the angel of balance in reverse. Yeah, some of y'all, you're being called to detach from these people because staying attached to them, it keeps you off balance. It makes you feel unbalanced. Because some of y'all, that's what I'm getting strongly. Some of y'all, you're, like I said, you're this man or woman holding this heart. But for some of y'all, when you stay connected to these people, to certain people, it's like they have you in this energy. Some of y'all, it's like you don't get to be in your soft energy when it comes to this person. And not just, even if it's a male, nobody wants to be in a fighting energy, aggressive energy, trying to defend themselves type of energy all the time. Nobody wants to be in this type of energy. For some of y'all, that's why you're off balance, because you're naturally a loving, caring person. But for some of y'all, some of these people, it's like they put you in this defensive energy where you have to be constantly defending yourself. Like you have to stand up for yourself and fight for yourself when it comes to these people. And that's why you're being called to detach. And for some of y'all, that is what you were dealing with certain people. And that's why you did detach. All right. Anything else, Holy Spirit, before I close this out? Anything else that the collective needs to be aware of for the highest good? I guess that's it. Okay. Yeah. Doors to value. And it fell on top of this indecision card and action card. So for some of y'all, where you're still connected to these people or person, what's making you decisive with taking action is how you feel inside about yourself, your inner worth. So for some of y'all, that's something you need to do, like affirmation. Some of y'all need to work on your third chakra. And it's like you're being called to like get into affirmations so you can you can start truly believing that you're worthy. Because once you really start feeling valuable inside, y'all really feel worthy inside, it's there's certain stuff you're not going to put up with, right? And it's because it's like once you're whole within yourself, you don't mind being alone, right? So of course, if you find people with good company, good energy, then that's cool. But if not, it's like you still be okay being alone. So for some of y'all, maybe that's what it is too. It's kind of like you could be hesitant about disconnecting from this person or these people because maybe it's just a fear of being alone, right? But you don't fear being alone because you're never alone. Some of y'all, you got whole hundreds, thousands of angels around you protecting you. You're never alone. But staying connected to these people keeps you off balance. You shouldn't be in this energy where you have to be constantly defending yourself. Or for some of y'all, looking over your back. Hell nah. Yeah, so for some of y'all, it's that, yeah, you're being called to, like I said, do affirmations and put more emphasis on building up yourself on the inside, right? And by doing that, you're going to attract better things. Because it's like the energy inside of you is a magnet. So you want to make sure that that magnet is at the highest caliber possible so it can draw in other magnets that because regardless, it's going to draw in magnets of the same caliber. So if your magnet is very, very low, then it's going to draw in other magnets that are very, very low. You know what I'm saying? But once you start really taking care of yourself, that magnet is going to start growing. It's going to start growing brighter and brighter. You know what I'm saying? And then you're going to attract other magnets that's on the same vibration. So that's money. For some of y'all, love. For some of y'all, it's like, it's just, you just being called to just work on how you feel on the inside, right? And you will attract someone who can actually love you. You know what I'm saying? You have to love yourself first. That way you can attract that. Whatever it is that you want to attract, like work towards being that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. All right. Holy Spirit, let me get like one more message. So we have this card all tied up, but it's in reverse, and then Angel of Balance in reverse. So some of y'all, this is past energy. You were all tied up. You felt trapped staying connected to this person or people. Or if not, for some of y'all, you're being called to, once again, disconnect. Release these holes that these people got over you or this person has over you. Because once again, it's keeping you in this unbalanced energy. All right, Holy Spirit, one more card to close this out. Yeah, the World card. And it just kind of fell on top of rest and rejuvenation. And then look at here, y'all. The fourth chakra, the throat chakra. Some of y'all, you're being called to speak up. Some of y'all, you could have spoke up, right? And started saying how you felt to people. And then, but if not, some of y'all, it's like you're being called to speak up and to initiate these endings. You don't have to fully explain to people why you disconnected, because some of y'all, people don't take accountability. So you can say, oh, I'm disconnected because you're doing this or doing that. You don't owe them that. You know what I'm saying? Because especially when you're dealing with manipulators, they're going to try to talk their way out of it. So as least information as possible, but it's like you're still being called to speak up, stand up for yourself, and like I said, initiate these endings. All right, y'all. Catch you in another video. Peace, love, and light.